Hey everyone. I know that y'all probably cannot see me all that well, but I'm trying. Alright, so I am here at the park and I was just kind of having some me time really and just getting out thinking, and I'm gonna turn it so y'all can see a little bit. This amazing park by my house called the Arborist, and there's water and benches and turtles and everything else. And so sometimes when I just kind of want to get out or have some thought time, this is where I come. So I want to talk tonight. I'm gonna try to get in the light real quick. Let's see if y'all can see me. Okay, let's see. I don't know if y'all can see me. I guess so, a little bit now. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about your season of singleness, which is the underrated, undervalued gift of God. And the reason that I say underrated and undervalued is because we have absolutely the wrong idea about singleness. Especially in today's society and in today's culture, where if you are single, you have a disease or something is wrong with you because you are not with somebody or not married. You are looking around at everybody else your age that is married or has a family or whatever the case may be. Or you feel like you're less than if you're not in a relationship. You feel like something's wrong with you and that you're not valuable. So this was actually on my heart earlier today, but I was at work, so I couldn't really do it. Anyway, so I want to talk about singleness, the undervalued, underrated gift. And the reason that singleness is an undervalued, underrated gift is because we have a completely incorrect perspective of singleness. We look at singleness and we say, God, how long am I going to be single? Why am I single? We look at singleness as if we are supposed to be spending that time waiting on our mate. And it is true. To some extent, you are waiting on God to introduce you to your mate or to bring you into that season. But the reality is your season of singleness is such a gift to you because there are things in you that need to grow, that need to be cultivated, and that cannot happen under the umbrella of a distraction of a relationship. And so when Paul says to the church that singleness is a gift, he means that thing. And it took me, I'll say that I've spent a third of my life, 1/3 of my life in relationships, 1/3 of my life searching for completion in other people, 1/3 of my life distracted and unhappy in wrong, toxic relationships. And so this is not me bashing relationships. What this is me quintessentially saying that if you are single, that there is nothing wrong with you. And I want to give you some pointers so that you can look at your single season as a gift. Singleness is underrated because nobody wants to feel lonely. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to look around at everybody else getting married and having families. But what you have to understand is marriage is work. And I have some friends, y'all, I'm sweating because it's Texas and it's still hot out here at almost 10 o'clock at night, so forgive me. Marriage takes work. And I know this because as I look around at all the people that I know that are married, I see the struggles and I see the hard times. I see the joy of it. It's not to say that you don't want to be married one day. It's to say that you have to approach your season of singleness knowing that if you ever want to get to that point, you have got to take this season and enjoy it. So for me, I am learning that being free of certain distractions and headaches, because I'll put it like this. Discovering my purpose is something that I could only do while I was single. Why? Because I don't have the distraction of trying to maintain a relationship with someone. The only thing that I have to focus on right now is my life and my walk with God. And it gives me the opportunity to explore God on a level that I would not be able to do if I were married, but also myself. You learn so many fun things about yourself when you're single because you're learning about God. And so if you get with God and you begin to learn who He is, you begin to learn who you are, and then life really gets fun. And so where I always thought that I needed a relationship to be complete, that I needed a relationship to have value, that I needed a relationship for my life to hold some sort of importance or some sort of merit, I'm realizing that life is pretty dandy as a single person, because I have discovered my purpose. I have discovered so many fun things about myself. There are things that I can do that I would not be able to do were I married. The Bible says that once you become married, that you have to be concerned with earthly affairs. And that means that you have to be concerned with your husband or your wife and your family. You have to be concerned with making sure that you are acting in that role accordingly. But when you're single, you can serve God on a whole nother level, because it's just you. It's just you and God. And so a couple of things that we need to be looking at in our season of singleness. Number one, you need to recognize that your season of singleness is about development. It's about growth, and it is about discovery. Your season of singleness is not for you to sit back and whine because you don't have a boo thing to be cuddled up with. It's not for you to sit back and whine because you don't have kids, or you don't have, the reason that we suffer in our season of singleness is because we play the comparison game. We think I'm 26 and all my other friends are married and all my friends have kids and I don't. Something's wrong with me. And that's not it. Because what I would rather do is be single and get myself together first than to get into a relationship, right, and to make a commitment and a covenant with a person before God and not be able to hold up to that because I'm not whole and I'm not straight first. So what you need to do is make sure that you understand that your season of singleness is for your own good. God is saying, there are some things that I need to work out with you. There are some things that we need to work on together. I need to grow you in certain areas. I know you want to be a wife or a husband, but you're not ready. I need you to discover your purpose before you get married, because when I bring your spouse into the picture, I need you to have already discovered what it is that I've called you to do. Because when God brings us a partner, it's not for the reasons that we usually look for a partner. Our partner or our spouse is going to be somebody that enables us to grow in our purpose. It's going to be that person that adds that extra oomph to whatever it is that we've been called to do. And I didn't realize that until I became single and really decided that I was going to dedicate my season of singleness fully to God and to my purpose, because self-discovery can't happen while you're worried about you and somebody else. It has to happen while you're alone. Because in that time while you're alone, you can grow and you can develop and you can learn and you can experience and you can fail and you can get back up. But when you're in a marriage, you have so many other things to be concerned with, and you can't fully devote your attention to God or to discovering your purpose. You have to devote your attention to God and your husband, God and your family. But if you're single, you have this freedom to serve in a way that you can't do in a relationship. For example, when I was in a relationship, I was always stressing myself out trying to figure out, how am I going to spread up my time, right, between my family, between my relationship, between the person I'm dating, between my other priorities, between school, and the thing about your season of singleness is it is meant for you to get with God and say, okay, God, how am I supposed to serve you in this season? Because every season of your life has an assignment on it. So don't think that you're single just because nobody wants you. You're single because God has an assignment for you right now in this season where you are, and you have to serve him fully in that season before he can move you to your next season. And that's the thing that we don't understand. We are in such a rush to go from A to B that we don't stop and ask God, what am I supposed to get or do in between A and B? And so what I've learned in my season of singleness is to stop worrying about everybody around me and what they got. To stop playing the comparison game and to say, okay, God, right now in this season, what do you have for me to do? And I promise you, y'all, it has been a very painful season for me, because let's be real. We're human. We get lonely. We want a boo thing. We want somebody to go out on dates with. But what I've learned is that if you find your completion in God, who is the ultimate love, who has already told you that you're complete in Christ, who died for you, you begin to find out that you are actually self-sufficient. You begin to find out that you are stronger, more powerful than you ever thought you were. And you need that. You need to be alone to grow with yourself, because you can't grow with somebody else if you don't have you right. That's the reality. Two broken pieces can't make a whole, because you're broken in too many places. So if you want to ever get to your season of marriage or whatever it may be, then you've got to, right now where you are, say, God, how am I supposed to be serving you here? And then when you have served God in every way that he needs you to serve in that season of singleness, then you can start worrying about when God is going to bring you your spouse. I pray for my future husband all the time, and that sounds silly. Y'all are like, you don't even know him. I don't know him, but my prayer is always that God, right now in this season of singleness, while you are buffeting me and growing me, I pray that the same thing is happening for my future husband, so that once we come together, we are ready for that union, and we are ready to accomplish whatever it is that you have for us. Not me, not him, but for us, because marriage is a union. You become one flesh, and you become one vessel for a complete whole purpose for God. And God, I want him to be ready, and I want me to be ready, so we can accomplish in that season what you have for us. Your marriage is not just for you to have the perfect wedding pictures, mixed kids, whatever kind of your marriage is not for you selfishly for you. It's not for you to get with somebody because they're fine, or to get with somebody because they have money or whatever. You got to understand that everything we do is spiritual. From the way that you treat people and talk to people, to the way that you act in traffic, to the people that God brings into your life, to the people you end up in relationship with, it's all spiritual. Everything that we do is spiritual. So what you've got to understand is that, okay, God is not going to bring me a spouse for no reason. That purpose, or that person, is going to obviously be to help me accomplish something. It's going to be because God sees that the two of us together can do more for the kingdom than the two of us separately. And so while you're in your season of singleness, I encourage you to stop comparing yourself, because you don't know what one person had to go through or walk through in order to even get to their spouse. You don't know in the quiet of their season of singleness what it is that they had to go through. You don't know the battles. You don't know the lonely nights. You don't know the prayers. You don't know the things that God asked them to do in their season of singleness. And so while you're looking at everybody else thinking that they just suddenly one day ended up married, no, they had to walk out their season of singleness just like you. And what I've learned is to be content here. And I know that that's hard. I know that it's hard. I'm 26 years old. Most of my friends are married or in relationships and have children, and I am single. And for the first time in a long time, it's just me. And the thing about it is that that's okay, because what God had to show me was you don't need another person to be complete. You don't need another person for your life to have value. I put value on your life when I decided to form you in your mother's womb, and I knew what I wanted you to accomplish now by yourself, and one day when you get married. And so you have to actually get happy about your season of singleness and understand that it really is a gift, and it's underrated. Society makes us feel like if we don't have anybody to lay in the bed with at night, that something is wrong with us. Society makes us feel like if we get to a certain age, almost 30 years old, and we're not in a relationship, that we're damaged or that we're broken or something is off, and we don't measure up to every other. Honey, I measure up to every other beautiful 26-year-old woman that I know, and it's not about who she's with or what she has. It's about the simple fact that this is just my season of singleness. And so every day that I get up, I'm like, Lord, help me today to understand what this season is about. Show me what your assignment is for my life in this season, and then help me accomplish that, and help me to be content with that. Help me to be patient while you prepare me for my husband. I don't want to meet my husband one day and still be trying to figure out, God, did you call me to do this? God, did you call? When I meet my spouse one day, or when God presents me to my husband, I want it to be because I did everything I was supposed to do for God while I was single, while he had my full attention, while he had my full devotion, while he had me completely. Because when I get married, God will come first, but then I have to be concerned with, am I serving my family? Am I serving my husband? Am I serving correctly as a wife and as a mother? I won't have the capability to say, you know what, God, I think I want to go on this mission trip. Or God, you know what, I think I want to get up in the morning and do this Bible study. No, because my kids are going to need to eat. My husband is going to need me to serve. So So I have to be grateful that in this season of singleness, I can fully devote myself to God. God, anything you want me to do, anywhere you want me to go, I can do it, because I don't have the tie right now and the distraction of being a wife or being married or having a family or having to do any of the things that come along with being in a relationship. And so when Paul says singleness is a gift, he's not playing. Singleness is the most undervalued, underrated gift in the world, because our flesh always wants somebody to lay up with, or wants somebody to call our own, wants to be able to say that you have a title, or that you're somebody because you're in a relationship. And you don't need a relationship to be valued. You don't need a relationship to accomplish God's goal for you. Your season of singleness is fun and it's exciting. Do you get lonely sometimes? Yes. You do get lonely sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. There are times where I'm like, man, I wish I had somebody to take me out on a date tonight. And then I say, but you know what, God, I can spend that time with you. I know you have something new for me to learn about myself. I know you have something new for me to learn about you. And every single time, God shows me something new. And it sounds really corny, but your quality time with God is beautiful, because it's renewing, it is covering, it is comforting. When I get with God, alone with God, and I'm stressed out or I'm sad, I can feel Him wrap His arms around me through the Word. I can, there's a level of intimacy. What you don't realize is you're still in a relationship in your season of singleness, because you're in a relationship with God. So when I get with God and I'm like, Lord, I had a long day, I talk to Him, I run to Him. I'm like, I'm so sad today, and I need to hear from you. I need you to tell me it's going to be okay. Or, God, I'm lonely. I need you to tell me that nothing's wrong with me. I need you to remind me that I'm valued. And He will recall scriptures to my mind that say, you are valued. You are the apple of my eye. You are valued. You are marvelous to me. I love you. I adore you. God speaks to you when you are willing to hear Him. And so if you're in your season of singleness right now and you're feeling sad, or you're feeling disappointed because you felt like you got it right a couple of times and you got it wrong, or you feel like everybody around you is experiencing marriage and you're still single and you're a certain age, I encourage you today, get excited. Because one thing and another thing you got to realize, marriage is a headache. And if you are not fully prepared for that headache, you're not going to be able to serve in that season. And I know me right now, I look around at some of the stuff people are going through in relationships and marriage, and I'm like, Lord, thank you that I'm single right now, because you know I'm happy without that. I'm happy without that headache. I'm happy without that distraction. I can come and go as I please. I can do what I need to do for me. I can get me together. I can love on me. I wake up and I'm like, okay, Amanda, what do we want to do today? How do we want to have a good day? How do we want to love on us today? God, what do you need to say to me today? What do you need to show me today? God, what can we do? Sometimes I go to Starbucks and it's a Starbucks behind me. And I go to Starbucks and I get me a coffee and I come sit over here at this park and I just talk to God. And I'm like, whoo, Lord, I'm a little tired of this season, but I know that you got me. And I love you, and I'm grateful for this, and I'm grateful for that. There's a level of devotion and intimacy that you can have with God in your single season that you cannot have when you get married, because your husband is going to need you. Your kids are going to need you. And all the time that you had in your season of singleness to serve God, to find your purpose, to do some self-discovery and some living, you can't do once you get into a relationship or once you get married. And so you've got to understand that your season of singleness is a gift. It's not a curse. It's not a disease. Nothing is wrong with you. It's not that you're not worth it. It's that God says right now, I am working on you and I am preparing you. And right now, I can use you more in this season than I can right now with you in a relationship. And I had to learn that the hard way. I was in a relationship last year and I thought I got it right. I thought, oh my God, I met my husband. It's time, dun, 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 dun. And God was like, I didn't tell you that. Your flesh told you that, but I didn't tell you that. And I was like, man, I got it wrong again, God. And I was so down on myself, and God said, it's okay. It's okay, because the counterfeit always comes before the real thing. And if you will give me this season of your life, and if you will allow me to prepare you when I'm ready for your husband to find you. He'll find you. And all of the getting it wrong and all of the toxic relationships and all of the soul ties and the betrayals and whatever else will not even matter. But I need you to let me prepare you, because you're not ready and your husband is not ready. And I need you in this season right now. I need you to be able to go out and freely evangelize without having to say, let me check my schedule. My kids might have a soccer game. My husband might have a company party. I need you to just be able to get up and say, okay, God, I'm available. It's just me and you. What can I do for you? How can I serve you today? So, my sister said I'm stupid. Y'all, it's fun. Life with God is fun, especially when you single. I'm so serious. I look around at some of the people that are married and some of the issues that are going on with them, and I'm like, God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sparing me of that. I wake up and I'm like, ooh, I don't have to call nobody when I get home from work tonight. I don't have to make time for nobody. I don't have to worry about who's mad about what. I don't have to worry about anybody right now but me and God. And the awesome thing about your season of singleness is that your devotion and your service and your intimacy with God is going to simultaneously get you ready for your season of marriage. Because the way that you serve God, your devotion to God, is preparation for your relationship for your spouse. So men, whether you're single, ladies, whether you're single, this is your preparation. Right now, this is your time to get with God and say, okay, God, I'm available to you. Whatever you need me to do, I'm single. You got me. It's me and you. Work on me. Show me the things about myself that make me not good for a relationship. Show me the things about myself that make me not good for me. Show me what I need to work on, or what I need to fix, or where I need to be healed, or where I need to grow. Because by the time my spouse comes along, I want to be ready. I don't want to get with my spouse and be asking myself, did I do everything I was supposed to do for God in my season of singleness? Did I accomplish everything that God called me to accomplish in my season of singleness? I don't want to get with my husband one day and be like, God, did I really discover my purpose, or am I just now discovering my purpose? I don't want to get in a relationship one day and ask myself, did I learn everything I needed to learn? Am I really ready for this marriage? I want to get there and know, hey, I passed my test in my season of singleness. I got with God. I gave myself to him, and he prepared me, and he gave me the go ahead to get in this relationship. He gave me the go ahead to marry this man. He sent me my husband. I didn't go out looking for him because I was lonely on a Friday night and I wanted to be in a bed with somebody. I didn't go out looking for him because my friend just got married and now I'm feeling like I'm left behind. I didn't go out looking for him because I was playing a comparison game. I know that I did everything I was supposed to do, and I left nothing undone in my season of singleness. And now I have graduated to being a wife. I have graduated to a season where once my season of singleness brought glory to God, my marriage will bring glory to God, because you will come into a season where you've done everything that you were supposed to do in your single season, and you need a helpmeet. That's what marriage is all about. Marriage is not for you. That's still for God. It's enjoyable, but it's not all just for you. And so what you have to understand is that God makes that enjoyable because that's the nature of him creating marriage. But it's ultimately because he says, you know what, they have complementing purposes, and I can put both of them together to accomplish one greater purpose for my kingdom. So don't think that you get married because God said, oh, I'm tired of my daughter being lonely and I think I'm gonna go ahead and send her Mr. Right. God said, my daughter has done everything she's supposed to do for me in her season of singleness. My son has done everything he's supposed to do for me in my season of singleness, and now I can graduate them. But make your season of single fun. It doesn't have to be lonely. I'm single, and for the first time in my life, I'm okay with that. I have always been somebody that needed somebody until now. Until I said, you know what, God, I'm gonna take a break for a while. I'm gonna stop looking for relationships to complete me, and I'm gonna let you complete me, and I'm gonna let you show me what I need to do and who I need to be and what I need to learn. I'm gonna let you give me my value. I'm gonna let you lead me and guide me. I'm gonna let you be my other half for this season. And then when you're ready for me to get with somebody, or you're ready for me to meet my husband, I will. But it's fun because if you will allow God to fill those empty spaces, you won't even be worried about a relationship. Y'all, I'm so excited about my purpose right now, and I'm having so much fun in my purpose that I don't even have the time to think about a relationship. And I know that sounds silly, but God makes it to where if you will just submit to his will for your life, he'll fill those empty places, and you will find yourself waking up one day saying, man, I can't believe I ever felt like I needed a relationship to be whole. Because I do that. I'm like, God, I'm having so much fun in my purpose right now. I forgot I was single. Like, I don't even have the taste in my mouth for a relationship right now, because I have let God complete me. And I said, God, you are my completion. You are my fulfillment. You are my other half. You are my relationship while I'm single. And I'm walking with you, and I'm doing life with you, and I'm falling in love with you. And if you will just yield yourself to the gift of your season of singleness, you will find out that there is so much life to be lived, so much fun. Y'all, I'm 26 years old, and it was not until 25 that I said, God, I'm single. What am I supposed to be doing? And that's when it started. That's when I was able to say, you know what, God, what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? I know it's not relationships. Relationships is not the only thing I should be looking for. God, show me what my purpose is. And it sent me on a chase. It sent me on the path for purpose. And I was able to discover that because I was free from distraction. So if you're in your season of singleness, I urge you to begin to enjoy it. There is so much life to be lived in being single. And that's not me knocking marriage. That is me helping the people who are single right now, and they are frustrated because they're single and they feel like they're missing out on something. I promise you, you're not missing out on nothing, because the people that are married want to be single. Just like the people that are single want to be married. It's always going to be somebody thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, until you understand that God has a reason for every season and a purpose for every position. So right now, while you're single, God is saying, I can use you more right now as a single than I can in a relationship. You're better for my kingdom right now as a single than you are in a relationship right now. And after I gave myself to God and I said, okay, God, show me what I need to know in this season of single, God started showing me the broken places that I did not know I was broken. He began to show me the parts of myself that needed healing that I didn't know need healing. He started to show me the parts about me that are fun, the parts about me that I should love. He started to show me the me that he sees when he looks at me, not the me that my ex saw, not the me that all the wrong people saw. He began to show me what I look like when he looks at me. And when God begins to show you what you look like through his eyes, all I can say is life changes. I was never a confident person until God said, do you know what you look like to me? This is what you look like to me. And I was like, what? I'm too hot to trot, honey, because God will show you. God will show you, this is what you are to me. This is what you mean to me. And it's okay that you're not with a person. A person doesn't need to complete you. I am your completion. And so life became fun when I found my confidence and my completion and my peace and my happiness in God. Because I know that God knows I have a desire to be a wife. And I know that one day I will be a wife when he's ready. When I have done everything I need to do as a single woman, and God has healed me where I need to be healed and grown me where I need to be grown, then my husband will find me. But if you get lost in your purpose, I promise you, you forget that you even miss the relationship. Because I don't. People be like, you don't want to be with nobody? And I'm like, actually, no. I'm really happy single because I'm in my purpose, y'all. There is no greater place in the world than to be in the will of God and to be in God's purpose for you. There is no better, no more, no funner. And I know that's not a word. I'm intelligent, but I'm going to use it. There is no better, no funner, no brighter, no more amazing, fulfilling place that you could ever be than the will of God for your life. And if the will of God for your life right now includes you being single, I promise you, if you just get in line with that, you'll feel complete. And it's not that life is not going to be stressful. It's not that you're not going to go through things, but it's that you have the grace and the strength to handle it because you know that you're walking in God's will for your life. So this was on my heart earlier today while I was at work, but I could not do it because I knew it was going to be longer than one of my breaks or my lunch break. But I just want to encourage you right now, your season of singleness is not a curse. I promise you, it's fun. Not because I don't need nobody, but because you're serving God in a way that you could only serve him as a single. And he'll send you your spouse. It won't be that way always. I know some people are like, I'm 40 years old and I'm still not married. I'm 45 years old and I'm still not married. Honey, hold on. You probably haven't accomplished everything that God has for you to accomplish in this season. So if you get to work asking God, okay, God, what is it that I still have not accomplished in this season? Or what is it that I still have not done that I need to do? What have I not learned? Where do I need to grow? Where am I still broken? He'll begin to show you. And as you become a whole person in God, life becomes so much greener. So enjoy your season of singleness, grow in it, revel in it, find your purpose. I can't stress that enough. Find your purpose while you're single. Because if you don't know your purpose while you're single and you get with the wrong person, and y'all's purposes don't add up, then you have gotten with somebody and gotten married and you're unevenly yoked, and now you're trying to figure out how to do life with an unevenly yoked person. Find it out now so that you know if that's the right person, so that you know if that's your husband when he comes along spitting game and throwing sweet nothings at you. You can say, you know what, your purpose does not align with mine. And if your purpose does not align with mine, I really don't think that you're somebody that I'm supposed to be yoked with right now. So guys, it was fun. I love talking to y'all. I enjoy it. My purpose in my ministry is to help everybody, but to help women find their wholeness, their healing, their identity, and their authority in Christ. Because if we can uplift one another as women, y'all, we can be unstoppable for the kingdom. And if we help each other grow and find our healing, then we can help prepare one another. We can help each other find out what it's like to be a woman of God. I mean, I had a time where I had no idea how to find God, but God led me to good people, good Christian women, and I found my power, and I found my authority, and I found my identity, and it healed me inside out. So I love having these talks with you guys because I'm passionate about helping other women find it. I know what it feels like to be on the other side of that and not know who you are, or not know your worth, or not know who God is, and to be searching in people, in men, in materialistic things, because you have no idea who you really are. But once you get with God and you give yourself to Him, honey, He heals you from the inside out. And He will show you, this is what I want you to do while you're single. And when you have done everything I've asked you to do in your season of singleness, then I will send your husband to you. But until then, you guys, enjoy single. It's so underrated and undervalued. I promise you're not missing out on nothing, because what happens is when you're out of the season of singleness, right? If you're supposed to be single right now and you're lonely and you start jumping into relationships, they're going to crumble and fall, because that's not where God has you to be right now. So you might as well say, you know what, God, I don't want to be single right now, but if you have called me to be single, I better get in line with that, so that I don't go out getting in toxic relationships or soul ties or wasting my time on wrong people. I would rather serve you right now as a single person, and then let you bring the right person into my life at your appointed time. I love you guys. This has been Amanda Hill with Queendom Peak Ministry, and I hope that you guys stay with me, follow me. I love you all. Thanks for the support, and I hope that this message blessed you tonight, because it certainly blessed me when I got this revelation.